Okay, alright, that explains it.
Alright. There we go. There we fucking go. So, I'm sorry for that later start. I lost my controller. And by lost my controller, I mean it's exactly where it should have been, but 2 inches to the wrong direction.
I
Anyways.
was, busy cooking dinner today, but ADHD got me acting unwise.
Got you acting strange.
Yeah.
Got you acting up, perhaps. I have to plug in my controller now, too, but, like, I'm not even gonna hide the fact that that's a disaster. While I do tech maintenance, yes, I know I'm live. It's still time to do tech maintenance. I would like to thank Klebble Pebble for following. Thank you. Did I actually...
Eat a dick, Club.
Yeah, eat a dick, Kleb. Kleb, go fuck yourself. Live. Hi, Yuffie. Today, now is not a good time. It is not a good time. Oh, no.
Ah, there's the stream. So
Wow.
I wasn't even on the stream.
Yeah, you were.
No, I wasn't.
You quite literally are on.
Nope, I was not on the stream.
You are
Was
currently
not
audible.
watching the stream.
That's different.
Oh, yeah, you see?
On and watching are two different things.
Nope, I was not connected to the stream.
Oh, no.
And Kevin Bacon wasn't in Footloose.
He wasn't Footloose.
He was not in Footloose.
He wasn't Footloose.
I refuse to accept the fact that Kevin Bacon could potentially be in Footloose.
I will gaslight you if it's funny.
I think I'm already doing that to you, but...
Sure. Competitive gaslighting. Let's fucking
Competitive
go.
gaslighting?
Let's fucking go.
Alright. Give me a sec. I got a whole ass 2-liter. I got Juicy Juice next to me.
Don't worry.
I'm still running around with them fucking tubs of Juicy Juice.
Juicy Juice is good.
Oh, like in the first episode. That wasn't Frog Factions. While you were away, I grumbled something about, I think my quote was something along the lines of, y'all ever just sit and, feed your pets Juicy Juice?
No.
Yeah.
Either way, let's start the game, maybe. Or do we
yes.
even have to start a game? Is that a mandatory thing? Avant-garde LPing. Let me actually find the executable. There we go. I mean, what do you mean fumbling for the executable? I bought this game legally, fair and square. The game that you can't buy legally, don't worry. Don't worry about it. It will take a second to actually start up, though.
Silent Hill.
Or at least have gone through it.
Oh, yeah, now that I've seen it,
Oh!
the movies kind of bother me a little bit more.
Oh, yeah, they will! There we are, we're back.
No, the main reason the movies bother me is because they explain too much.
Yeah. Yeah, don't you love it that the game explains fuck all? Siren. Yeah, don't you love how it explains fuck all in this game? You're just kind of left to figure it out. So
like, I'd say that's the biggest the biggest issue with stuff. Like, I did go into a monologue. I did go straight fucking breakdown to the date.
Are we too loud?
Like, use the numbers and information we'd been given.
Actually,
but they never say when she dies. They never say what happens.
2 seconds. I just need you to be silent for a couple seconds.
Ooh.
Oh, that's better. Sorry. Fucking... Whew, this is a shit show of a stream. 4 minutes. Anyways, you ready?
Try to find a way to turn Parsec down just a little bit.
Through the audio mixer. Like your personal audio mixer. So, there is no puzzle difficulty on this. So we're just gonna play this on normal.
When I woke up, I was all alone. Everyone's gone. Is it because of those monsters?
So Maria's got a fucking big-ass revolver.
What do I do now?
That she do.
Why? No clue.
Do I fight and live? Or do those monsters get me? I don't have any reason to go on living. But I'm scared to die. I'm so afraid of pain. Should I run away? I want to find somebody. I don't like being alone. But is there anyone left alive?
And that's how we start.
Is she just talking to herself?
Got revolver bullets? Yeah.
Alright.
Got a health drink. Got a health drink. So yeah. Where do you think we are?
In the bar.
Yes. That wasn't even a trick question. I'm like, just a guess. Actually, no. Before that, I think Heaven's Night has some shit in it. Yeah, like the cleaver. And a first aid kit. Now, this expansion has one ending, to my knowledge. We're not going to be shooting for anything specific. We're just going to do it. Howdy, Fira.
Hey,
I really love this track. I think it was in the main game.
It's like a...
It's a little jazzier, but it's still...
Yeah.
It's still compliant with how this game's soundscape goes. It's locked. Someone has stuck gum on the lock. I can't open it from this side.
How the fuck's that even work?
Someone, like, shoved gum in the lock.
Oh, and it just dried and hardened?
Yeah. So we gotta exit through the entrance. Which, I thought the actual bar was an optional thing. The knife is optional to pick up, to my knowledge. Hi, LB. I'm okay. I really like this camera angle. There's just something cool about it.
She's like... top-down wide Putin.
Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, she's got a fucking strut to her.
Yeah.
So... to set
What the fuck is that run, though?
Don't worry about it.
Look at them legs.
So this was made... Let me put it this way. This game had an Xbox version, a PS2 version, and a PC version. The Xbox and PC versions came later, and Born from a Wish was a consolation prize to the fact that Xbox owners had to wait.
Ah, okay.
Which is why the Xbox version is called Silent Hill 2 Restless Dreams, and why the PC is called the Director's Cut. The Greatest Hits, Director's Cut, and Restless Dreams versions are all the same version under different names. So PS2 owners actually eventually did get Born from a Wish, just not until a little bit later.
So, Maria, is that her name?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Alright, so we're finding what happened after the Shadow the Hedgehog series.
Yeah.
Alright, man.
This is what happens at the Chaos ending.
Yeah.
It's just Silent Hill. That's how the series gets kicked off. What do you mean this series has lore about an ancient Indian burial site? Yes, actually. Nah. Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, it's all Shadow the Hedgehog lore.
This is part of the Sonic Expanded mythos. Either way. Okay. What questions you got? If you got any. This can be relating to, like, Silent Hill 2 in its entirety, or just whatever's going on.
Okay, so it's very fucking apparent she doesn't even know what she is.
Yes. Literally born from a wish.
So, like, is this just, like, implanted memories? Does she even have any fucking idea, like...
So... Because I assume the follow-up, the full question is, does she have any actual real memories, / are those memories real?
Like, it feels like she's just a construct that's been slapped together and, like, the place made memories for her so far then.
So, Silent Hill 3 uses... Let me just... From Jack's Inn, all the way to the actual hospital. This vague stretch of land. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you go to Heaven's Night and have a Silent Hill 2 save file, I don't need to kill that. Ammo is a lot more scarce in this, so I should actually be conscious. I say, not firing a single shot, finding... God damn it. God damn it. Okay, I didn't want to kill, but... Oh, she had one bullet in the chamber. Genuinely implying she was considering offing herself. Which would fit if she is a manifestation from James. So what I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted, if you go to Heaven's Night with a Silent Hill 2 save file, or with a specific tag triggered in the PC version, you will find a poster on the dance floor, or on the stage, that says something along the lines of, "Behold the Lady Maria." And it has like a poster of a woman who looks nothing like this. So it can be implied that James has been to Heaven's Night for one reason or another and known about a dancer named the Lady Maria. If we can assume that if we can assume that whole encounter, quote unquote, is canon.
Okay, so let's consider this.
So Maria, this
never...
Go on.
If she is born from a dream, let's think of it like this. The human consciousness cannot really make new faces, so odds are, if it was trying to slap somebody into the placement of Lady Maria...
Well, she does look like Mary, except, quote, just the hairstyle and clothing are different.
Yeah, so odds are... that was his mind trying to do some, like... Well, this person is supposed to be Pretty Lady. Let me insert a Pretty Lady that I personally know.
The vague assumption can be that Maria Let me check. Yep, that corpse is James for sure. Dead.
And another one.
Another one. Fun fact, this is not the end of James' corpse being in the series. They use his corpse once in 3. They also use Angela as a corpse model. That has no bearing on the canon. It's just trivia, because Silent Hill 3 was slapped together really quickly. What's this? The fireplace is boarded off. Do not use is written on it.
Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Also, we have a new save menu.
Damn, she is a lot prettier than her in-game version.
Yeah. With her Teen Choice Awards outfit. It's locked.
Yeah.
Where was I? Oh, yeah. So, it can be assumed that because Maria is very openly flirty, while still remaining in the form of an altered version of Mary, that it is James's desire for sexual reciprocation, let's say, or even sexual interaction. It's why she's constantly toying with and teasing James. Because when your wife is terminally ill in the hospital, and you're loyal to her,
You can't really do the dongle.
you can't. She can't give you a handy when she's dying of unnamed disease. We got a map of the mansion. And some of it's already filled in. I don't know when the cutscene's on this trigger, so I might suddenly have to tell you to, like, let a scene breathe, just for the sake of idea. Oh, hey! So this has no bearing quite yet? This poster on the wall? Or painting on the wall?
What is that?
That's part of a puzzle solution for later.
Oh, okay.
Or those are puzzle items for later. And it makes no sense as to why they're there. It's locked. So also remember when you hear the voice acting in this,
Is somebody
that this
there?
was a consolation prize for Xbox owners.
Open up. Hello?
Damn it.
Stop it. You're disturbing me.
Thank God. I finally found somebody. Can you open the door?
No.
But why?
Is it really necessary for me to answer all your tedious questions?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I want to be
Okay,
alone.
I can just see
Other
that as
people just
banter and
irritate
not
me.
awkward writing, honestly.
No, I think he just genuinely
I just
didn't know.
want to see another human face. Do you know what's happening in this town? There's no one here. Just monsters.
Yes, I know. But so what? It has nothing to do with me. No one here means there's no one to disturb me.
You want to be alone in this insane asylum?
Yes, exactly.
I kinda get it.
I mean,
How can you say that it's this town that's insane? Perhaps it's we who are insane. Both of us. Hopelessly insane. Are you satisfied? Would you leave me alone?
My name is Maria.
So,
What's your name?
I may not have put it together when I was playing. That eye movement makes me feel like she forgot her own name for a second.
I think she did.
I
Hemingway?
don't know if it's intentional.
Baldwin.
Ernest? I'll be back.
That guy kind of reminds me a bit of, like, Confucius, I want to say.
Do tell? Give me a second. I actually have to make a text, so go on.
Okay, so Confucius actually did once forget. Like, I guess he was like on a mental like opium journey trying to figure out the meaning of life, and he was about to flip philosophy as we know it on its head. And a mailman passed by to hand him some mail. He got up, went to go do his shit, like get the stuff from him, thanked him, sat back down, and said the equivalent back then of, "What the fuck was I writing?"
I've
It was
been there,
lost
though.
forever.
I've been there, though, in conversation.
Yeah.
Also, so this expansion, well, let's call it an expansion just for the sake of ease, has no flashlight and no radio. This is excellent. Because this game can use darkness as a actual mechanic
Yeah.
and, like, surprise you with an enemy encounter without incorporating jump scares. It's
I do
locked.
like that was a thing that was mentioned in was it the first part of this, was how the mannequins can just sit still and they don't care until you get
Yes.
close.
And even then, depends on what you would consider close.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna assume that's meant to be the chandelier controls on the wall. I know.
Hit that chandelier.
I cannot. Wait, hold on. Is that what I think it is? No. No, it isn't, but I wish it was.
What?
Fuck, what's the historical figure? The myth figure that was, like, it's a famous painting of him eating his own child. I thought it was him.
God, that's not ringing a bell.
Kronos?
Oh, Kronos. Okay.
Maybe?
Yeah, Titan. Yes, Titan
Yeah.
ate Zeus. Oh, he didn't eat Zeus. He ate a rock thinking it was Zeus.
So, this fell. What about the bandwidth? Nothing seems to be dropping for me. I think it's just him. For some reason, there's a ladder in the fireplace leading up. Along the way, I can see something that looks like a hole. Climb the ladder? Yeah, fuck it.
You have to find that hole. It was made for you.
Got a red board. Or a red plate? Got a board, yes.
A blackboard.
So, this puzzle's fucking dumb. There's a square depression in the center of the tombstone, and above that is a carefully carved epitaph. Along with you died joy. All that remains is despair and a future of meaningless tomorrows. But I will never give up. 1. To see your beautiful smile again. 1. To beg the blessing of the gods. I wait for that day. When the boards cover all sadness too will be covered. But until my dreams return to reality, I'll have to swallow all the pain. There's a key firmly embedded in the stone beneath the depression. No matter how hard I try, I can't pull it out. I might break a nail. So, I may have looked up the solution ahead of time because I hate this puzzle. It's white. It's black. And these stay. But you take the red one and you turn it 90 degrees to the left. The 3 boards overlap. The key came free. It's something you can figure out on your own with, like, fucking with it. But I don't feel like it.
I feel like that can be easily brute forced.
I didn't want to. Acacia tree. Yeah, acacia key. Engraved with an acacia flower. Found embedded in a stone slab.
Damn, Pacha looking stanky today.
What did he do?
He just looking stanky.
Why he doing the stanky leg?
He always looking stanky.
Oh. Lock's busted.
Give him 6 baths and a pedicure, he'll still look stanky.
Yeah, that's how you do with hand cats.
Yeah, man.
Lock's busted. But yeah, no. But anyway, it can be assumed that James took the idea of the Lady Maria, like the dancer,
Yeah.
and implanted his own desire for sex and sexual interaction with his wife onto that when... Because this is the first Silent Hill story where there's actual, like, symbolism and shit with characters.
Ernest? Are you there? No. I guess not.
Okay, alright. I thought there was gonna be some dialogue there.
I assumed as much because I actually don't know where the Acacia key goes. So my
As far
first
as
thought
I
was
go-
ask Ernest.
Okay, so as far as a guy like him goes, was his name James?
The main character of the main story?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so as far as James goes, a person who's like seeking the whole like repressed sexual blah blah blah, it would make sense that he would sort of imprint on the town's local bombshell.
Sure. And again, this is assuming that they had that in mind, but let's say for the sake of it, because it doesn't really impact much, I got matches.
No, it doesn't impact much, but like her construction itself is obviously inspired by this Maria individual, which he probably did see, and it probably did stick with him because odds are, I don't think he came back since he went with his wife.
Yes, to the point where some people believe that Mary stayed at Brookhaven when that's just plain false. It's never actually, to my knowledge. And if the person I think is watching right now, he can correct me on this. If I remember correctly, it's never actually stated where Mary stayed.
Gotcha.
Like, I think some people say Brookhaven because Maria passes out at Brookhaven and shit gets fucky in the room where she passes out in the other world. But other than that, unsure. Oh,
Ain't
is this
there a nurse
teddy
that
bear?
we know?
It's not very well made, but it's sort of cute anyway. Bet Laura would love it. She loves bears. Laura? Who am I talking about? Doll is sitting on a chair. Now that I look closer, it's a fell thing. Whoever lived here must have really loved this thing.
What? No, hold up. Who the fuck
Small
is she
bed
made
for a
for?
child. What do you mean?
If she's name dropping Laura, who the hell is she even made for?
The shelf is filled with fairy tales and other children's literature. I'm sure I've never read this, but somehow it seems familiar. Chat be real fucking dead? Yeah, it's kind of a slow day for some people, and I know at least one regular has company. This calendar's from 10 years ago. 10 years ago, November. If she is name-dropping Laura, it's implied that imprinted memories of Mary are seeping through there. Note that the first time she like goes to chase after Laura, she actually...
Oh no, she fell in the window! Don't move her.
What happened?
That sounds like people.
Looks like I can't use them here. I thought the matches were... Oh, right. Candle. There we are. Now we can actually inspect this room closely. There's a wooden box here. There's nothing particularly unusual about it. But do you remember when James is like... when James is like, hey, did you see her?
Yeah.
After they go through Heaven's Night. And fucking Maria's like getting really suddenly worried about a child she's never met. Pile of junk. Doesn't look like there's anything useful.
Okay, so...
It's something similar to that.
So the imprint of Mary itself is causing this sort of interaction.
Yes.
Alright. And
Something
odds
below
are
the
that...
chair. Is this a birthday card? To my dearest daddy, happy birthday from Amy Baldwin. Got the birthday card and the present. Go on.
Okay, so... Oh, wait, what is that?
What's what?
On
On my screen?
Okay, so the F word and the word, slut were used.
Yeah.
Just allow it.
I was gonna say, I don't care about the word slut.
Yeah, just allow it.
I mean, that too, possibly. But, I mean, it is internally consistent.
Give it
Give it?
to my daddy.
Yeah, I
I'm
knew it
in
was
here
going
just
there.
multitasking, lurking. Yeah. Alright, the person I think is here. Fuck yeah. Alright. So, if I'm wrong on lore, fucking correct me, because, like, Silent Hill, specifically Born from a Wish, is spotty, because I don't replay this game for fun. Or I don't replay this expansion for fun. I replay 2. Yeah, it's an odd one. I would also like to say, this... Silent Hill 2 got some criticism on launch, because it got... it was more about an internal struggle of a character, and not about the weird supernatural town. And I feel like the creation of Born from a Wish actively having more supernatural, weird, culty elements to it is a note of apology almost. I have no confirmation on that, but I feel it can be safely assumed. Do I actually use it, or... No, I just talk to him. So this is the room Ernest was in.
Alright, healed it unlocked.
Got a first aid kit. It can be assumed that he just, like, walked away. He's being a little bit of a silly cunt. There's a book here. Looks like a plant encyclopedia. Acacia. A genus of evergreen trees from the mimosa tribe in the pea family. Its tiny flowers are yellow or white and grow in clusters. Common varieties include the gum tree. The acacia tree is a potent symbol in many religions across the world. In Christianity, it represents eternal life and mortality. In ancient Egypt, it represented purity and rebirth, while in ancient Babylonia, it was thought of as the tree of the goddess Ishtar and was a symbol of life. It was also a holy tree to the ancient Jews, who built the sacred Ark of the Covenant from it, and for whom it signified a peaceful death and a release from grief.
That's got a lot of symbolism.
What did we
Considering the fact that we can considering the fact that we can outright just assume that Ernest's kid is actually dead.
I was gonna say, what did we unlock with the acacia key? Whoop.
You got a roach.
Don't worry about Papa Roach.
You got roaches in the hallway.
Don't worry about it. It's an old manor. I know just the way to get him out.
You auto-lock onto the dead one.
Don't worry about it. Too long didn't read. Early adopters of Silent Hill 2 were big mad that it didn't make any sense of Silent Hill 1, didn't have Alessa, and the monster design was so different. Okay. So it can... I feel it can safely be assumed that it's, at least in part, a I'm sorry from the dev team for not having the weird occult elements that people are familiar with and liked. Citation.
Get stuck on the dead body.
It's a vase and lion statue. I've got no use for those things right now. I'm sorry?
The roach just got stuck on that dead body.
I assume as much because I was locked into the animation that it was starting to get weird.
Gotcha. Well, you got some downstairs waiting to kick your ass.
Either way, whatever happened didn't fuck me over too bad. Oh, let's see if we can go in the pantry. Nah. Start to feel like I really fully understand the I am the Crimson One memo in context. Whoo boy, my brain is like not processing what you mean by SE. And I don't know why. Oh, Team Silent. Okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I was right about to ask, is this game Mario 64ing me? There's a mop and bucket here. I don't really feel like cleaning anyway. Let's reload. Health drink? Health drink? Revolver bullets. No, that's completely fair. That's why I'm like, wait, why are we talking about Square Enix? There's nothing I can use now.
Oh, give me just a moment. I can hear my dog trying to fight something outside. I'm gonna bring him in real quick.
Yeah, I'll let this music pass. I'm just gonna skedaddle and let the music stop playing and go to be right back because the person I'm trying to show this game off to is not here. I know one person here is tired, but how are the rest of you doing? Please, I encourage communication here. Hey, Josh. You're also tired. 2 counts of tired. Hey, Gaz. 3 counts tired. Probably. I know you. Oh, no, I don't need this note for the fucking order of the puzzle. It's the 67th month of the... Oh, God. It feels like it's March the 80th. God. There's just some mood about it. The mood of, like, the company I keep and the community I cultivate. Of the fact that it is mostly tired adults. That I love. Might not last the whole stream because I'm fucking dead and I work at 6 a.m. This expansion's a little short. I just didn't want to do it right after the bombshell of In Water. Because, like, that's a lot to parse. And also, we were running a little late to my memory. It is almost 10 a.m. for you. It is about 10 minutes to midnight here. So I'm doing great. I'm doing swell. Two hours behind you? I know. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Holy shit, why are we spiking in viewers all of a sudden? Who the fuck wants to watch Born from a Wish on a Thursday night? Fun people. People I want to keep the company of. Horny? I hope not. I mean... You know, if you're gonna be horny and play any game, this'll fix it. Oh, no. So my brain was reading ATM as in at the moment and trying to say PM. Hey, you're back.
Yeah, sorry about that. The neighbor's dog got out and decided to challenge my dog to a wizard duel and tied him around a swing set.
Oh no?
I don't know how it happened.
The fuck kind of business you running with a swing set?
There's a little patio swing outside, and it just walked circles around the swing set, and it got him to chase it around the swing set until he tied himself up.
I feel like that was on purpose. There's a clock here, but it looks like it's not running anymore. This won't do me any good. There are books on the desk. None of it looks very interesting. Bookshelf lined with complete editions of difficult-looking books. Not interested in any of that. Lost memories. I have the strongest trust, you may even call it faith, in the miracle called resurrection of the dead. Upon the hill where the light descended, the beast intoned his song. With words of blood, drops of mist, and the vessel of night, the grave become an open field. Hi, Yuffie. The people wept in fear and joy at the reunion, but my faith in the salvation of Zuchilbara did not waver. Or Zukilbara. It is also spoken in the ancient legends. The original worshippers did not believe that death was the end, but that it was simply the path by which the deceased returned to nature. They also believed the process was reversible. There's something imprinted towards the bottom of the page. Did Ernest write this? What could it mean? Blood equals red, mist equals white, night equals black.
Do you know a little girl named Amy?
Why do you ask me that?
This letter. To my dearest daddy. It's from a girl named Amy Baldwin. Your
I like
daddy?
the nice Dutch angles they try to keep doing.
Yeah,
Yes.
side
Where'd you
profiles.
find that?
Yeah.
Up in the attic.
I mean, like, there was a little bit of a roll to the camera that just looked
Oh.
really nice.
What a fool! Now, when it's too late, I finally understand why. Why she was there. Why she was holding that empty envelope when she fell.
Ernest. Amy. She isn't...
I'm definitely gonna have to screenshot the Your Daddy when
I'm
I don't have,
sorry.
like, a stream overlay going.
I'm sorry I reminded you.
No need to apologize. You didn't remind me. I've never forgotten. Maria, some things we forget, and some things we can never forget. It's funny. I'm not sure which one is sadder. It's been 10 years, but I still...
Ernest, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
No, it's fine. Maria, that letter.
I'll leave it here.
Thanks. Maria? So you must be... That's why. That's why you could see me.
Huh?
So perhaps that means that I can hope for a miracle as well.
What do you mean?
In the apartment next door, there's a bottle containing a white liquid.
Oh no.
Yandere Dev
I
juice.
don't know exactly
No.
where it is, but I know it's in there somewhere. I must have it.
You... want me to get it for you?
Please.
Why don't you just get it yourself?
If I could, believe me, I would. But I...
So whatever.
Quite?
Oh, I thought this was gameplay.
I'll
Sorry.
open the stairway door.
Ernest, do you really believe it will work?
I don't know.
Well, that's okay. I don't mind fighting for an impossible cause. Anyway, it beats just giving up and doing nothing.
Maria, thank you.
Woo!
And so you drop your cat.
No, that was my controller. Amy's present to her father, Ernest, found with the birthday card. I think I'll leave this here.
He'll come out and get it eventually.
Yeah. Wait, what are you looking at? The same shit?
Yeah, she's like locked onto the...
I'm gonna assume I don't need to do anything. So if we really want to believe that they were thinking about Silent Hill 4 back in the days of Silent Hill 2, we can say having no radio or flashlight lines up.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe it for a second. I don't think they had the idea for room 302. Can't get through here, it's a blocked wall. I knew that would get... I knew that would get him to start foaming at the mouth just a little bit. The things I do to get a small reaction from one specific person. Either way. Wait. Because we have to go to the apartments. God, I make one small joke just like as a jab, and now my thought process is just gone. Got some revolver bullets. Got first aid kits. Anyways, what I was trying to say earlier is I really like how this expansion feeds into Silent Hill 2's like consistent themes on grief.
Yeah, like I'm starting to believe that like Born from a Dream isn't talking about Maria.
From it. God. No, I deserve that one. Joke's on you, I have new bullets.
I love how it just bonks her and she looks slightly inconvenienced.
That's Maria for you, she's a tough bitch. She...
like, the body language was just... It was almost like she was just going, ow.
Just thunk, bitch.
Yeah.
Nah, no one wears fucking red bottoms and is a little coward. That just doesn't happen. Hold on. How the fuck do I get into the apartments?
I feel like she pretends to be a pansy around James.
So you'll see why she doesn't just start fucking unloading by the end of the expansion. I thought he was telling me to go to the apartments. I'm not crazy, right?
They said there was an apartment complex nearby.
Yeah, and it's the Blue Creek. Hold on. So my assumption is I go through the back of the house. And that I just made a misstep. Oh. Head south. Okay, I wish I could read that. That feels like it says something. It's got a little skull though. I can. So, Salt Street, I believe, is actually like straight up closed off. I'm gonna do my plan. I swear to God, if I like look at an FAQ and I see, yeah, go on Salt Street, I'm gonna scream just a little bit. Like just a tiny little, ah.
That was a scream?
Yeah. Hold on. Wait. Okay, so I can go through here. Yeah, okay. Oh, right. Okay, basement, I believe, is actually the way. I'm a genius. I connected the dots. Some kind of plate on the floor. Amy Baldwin. She was loved too much by God. 7 years was not enough time. Don't worry about it, Josh. Stay safe, get food, get rest.
It's all good. Yeah, have a good night.
Yeah, I totally connected the dots. New Silent Hill game at the Game Awards. Fuck yeah.
It's a...
Believe the rumors, even though we've never had them right. Spite, maybe a little.
God, that is some horrific music for basic enemies that aren't a threat.
Yeah, but hear me out. No radio.
What?
Keep out of Haunted Mansion. Brum, 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 brum. I knew it would get the tiniest giggle.
Careful now, anymore, and you may get a copyright strike. Nintendo's been kind of weird about that.
Nah, don't worry, I'm not putting online multiplayer in.
I will now scream the entire Luigi soundtrack.
The Luigi soundtrack.
Luigi soundtrack, yeah.
It's just the loud crap in a church. On repeat, on shuffle. Whoop.
I feel like there aren't,
Got the white liquid. Oh no.
it's one of those things where,
You inspect the white liquid and it's just tiny horse figure inside.
I tried to forget that.
Don't. Well, not allowed.
I tried to forget it.
So I actually really like that the game does not give you a map of the apartments. So you going back here for the save point is just to be like, hey, player that played Silent Hill 2 all the way through, you fucking better be. You better be that fucking person. Here's the save point that you remember.
Oh, it's not there for you?
Oh, it was there for me.
I mean, like, right now.
I mean, not anymore because I'm not in the room. But, like, it rewards memory of the actual layout, and I like that.
Yeah. Oh, wait, is there a little bit of lag?
What?
No.
What's
Oh,
going on?
that's why I'm not on Parsec. I'm an idiot.
Oh, right.
I was watching the stream.
I'm not gonna, like, bitch you out, but I am saying this is why I use 2 monitors. Like, if you ever find just a TV that isn't being used, fucking rig it up with an HDMI cable.
My first one is too big.
It just... Nothing's too big. Just put it on your... Just put it on the
TV
desk.
screen won't fit.
Wait, no, I want to use... Because I can just nourish myself. The expansion allows it.
Are there other games where you just can't spam them?
Oh, no, it's just the, So Silent Hill 2's endings are weird. Like, you know how I was doing the ritual of, like, always checking the paper? Always checking the photo? Shit like that.
Oh,
Disgusting.
yeah, like you can give yourself a full health now.
Yeah. I can just play the whole game. And, like, stay at a healthy angle. Because this one just straight up doesn't have multiple endings. I can see the apartment next door from the window.
Alright, so like, what's, is there like a good ending for James?
There is 2 theoretically good endings.
Like, him just sort of accepting what he did and becoming a better person for it.
I mean, you don't become a better person after mercy killing your wife without consent.
Yeah, I guess.
So, how do I put this? The closest thing you'll get to a quote-unquote good ending for James is in Silent Hill Shattered Memories. However, okay, there is the leave ending where he leaves town with Laura and just like you see them walk through the graveyard and just leave. Also, look at how this isn't flooded for Maria. It's almost
Wait.
like she has no trial to undertake.
Oh, so it's not that... Okay, it's not that James has already passed through, it's that there's just no trial.
This is actually, James hasn't come through yet.
Oh.
It's locked. There's a note stuck on the door. Dear Tim, I have an errand. So that's the note from the actual game, from the beginning. The game. Damn it. But yeah, the closest thing you have to a good ending in this is leave, which is he leaves town with Laura.
I have no idea, like...
Then there's also Maria, where he leaves town with Maria, but near immediately after they walk out of the graveyard, she starts coughing. Meaning the cycle will repeat itself, theoretically. Meaning, like, James will have to relive, in theory, the thing about... I don't know, map of this area. The thing about the whole experiencing your loved one dying of a disease thing.
Oh, so it's just implying that she's gonna get sick soon, or she doesn't have a long lifespan or some shit.
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's an oh fuck, not again. Now, to get the Maria ending, you have to... you know the moments where Maria's, like, laying down on a bed? Or she's, like, locked behind the bars?
Yeah.
Off map this area. To get the Maria ending, you, I believe, have to stay at, like, a decent health and actually, like, check in on Maria, even if it means going out of your way to do so.
Gotcha.
And before you ask for just, like, generalized story shit, all of the endings can be equally canon, and not much would change for, like, future games. However, if you want developer intent in mind, and let me make these words very clear, this is not me saying In Water is canon, it is saying it was the developer favorite. If you want to say, well, I want the ones that that the developers have in mind, or that they just liked the most, then you shoot for In Water, which is staying constantly low health. Huh?
Does he show up in later games?
Nope.
Oh, well, I mean...
Not even a little. Except Shattered Memories. But Shattered Memories is a completely separate timeline and is a reimagining of the first game. Because
well,
it is... I'm sorry?
By that logic, two things could have happened. Either he just never felt the need to come back and moved on, or he did.
Yeah.
So In Water is completely possible.
Yeah. I'm stating, when writing the story, the developers really liked the idea of In Water. Some people do not like In Water and see it as a glorified game over.
Thank you,
I
Maria.
disagree.
That's the only item I couldn't get myself. By the time I found out about it, I could no longer leave this house. So long.
Yes, but will...
Maria, gods are here. You know it too. You were born in this town.
I'm not sure God is the right word.
Do you believe in fate?
Not really.
That's fine then.
Ernest, can I open this?
This is a dead end. There's nothing beyond here.
I know. So, what if I had said I believed in fate?
That James. He's a bad man.
James. Yes. I know.
He's looking for the you that isn't you.
Because he's kind? Do you know something?
Yes. Maria, you're...
Anyway, that's just what you think. You don't really know anything. That's fine.
Okay.
James.
Mary?
This isn't the end.
No, you're not.
Do I look like your girlfriend? My name is Maria.
What?
That's born from a wish.
I thought that was gonna be way longer.
Nah. It was just too long for me to want to do it that night.
Huh.
I mean,
All right.
I'll completely own up to being lazy.
No, I thought you said it was gonna be like a 4-hour LP or something.
I thought, but then I remembered, oh right, the last time I saw this played start to finish was with someone who has never played a Silent Hill game.
Ah.
So it's longer in my mind because I was not playing. That's not shade, by the way.
Also, you outright cheated on like the one puzzle that you could have brute forced, so that's like 2 minutes lost.
More like 10. Also, I actually really like, this expansion doesn't have the best voice acting in the world, but it has probably the best voice actor in the game as the main character. Because, like, I think ICE does a great job as James, but I really like Maria's performance.
Yeah, Maria is pretty good.
And, like, when you remember that every scene was mocapped by the original voice actors, too, it's like, okay, they were actually doing the scene. Like, if you remember when Maria and James get separated for the first time, and he's like kind of dodging what happened, and he's like, anyway, and she like immediately just goes, anyway, what did you mean anyway, and starts just breaking down, just pissed.
Yeah, like there was
I
actual
love that.
And see, that's the thing. It's like one of the first things I commented on was like I really like the body language that it like I thought that was animated.
What?
I thought like this shit was animated, but like it makes more sense.
I meant to
Graveyard.
tell you it was smoke-capped.
Yeah,
That's on me.
like Fire Chick in the very beginning of the game. One of the first things I mentioned was like how I really liked.
Her name is Angela.
Yes, Angela. How like her body language when she was getting all twitchy in the graveyard, how she looked away and looked back like she didn't really know where to go with the conversation. That seemed too fluid, and I thought it was just really, really good animation on the developers' parts.
I mean, it partially is because Sato is a goddamn, like, actively, like, he's really good. Like, dude's working with Nintendo nowadays, and have you seen how good their fucking animation is?
Yeah. Also, on the topic of Maria being surprisingly tough, dying 4 times, she's a construct made by the town, so technically speaking, she's just Kenny from South Park.
Yeah. Oh my god, they killed Mary. Anyways. We can talk lore to, like, pad shit out, though.
I'd say we go a little longer.
If you... What?
Yeah, we can go a bit longer.
Like, not 4 hours long, but, like,
Oh,
we can
God.
still... So, like, do you have questions? Because Because we're going full spoiler here.
Okay, so I gotta admit a thing.
Mm-hmm.
See, as far as terms of service go, I don't really know how Twitch
Oh, yeah, I should...
plays with, like, language.
What do you mean?
I was trying very hard the whole time we were playing not to accidentally call the white liquid the cum chalice.
Do you realize that I've talked about the different types of vor on this channel
God.
while playing Tetris?
I feel like that's a topic you can, like, go on for, like, hours.
Well, I was like, well, cannibalism isn't inherently vor because vor is a very specific thing, although if you want to crunch, there's also hard vor. Like, I went into that while playing Tetris, because what the fuck am I going to talk about while I play Tetris?
Isn't, like, vor at its basis level just the act of slurping someone?
Yeah,
Like,
swallowing.
like, chewing is not, you know...
Yeah. Yeah, vor
Vor
and
and
Tetris both go on forever. Let me actually... Gonna update that to just chatting. Yeah. So, but yeah, we can actually, like, talk about lore. I mean,
there was a good bit where I was genuinely under the impression. I thought the game was going to go a lot longer, yeah, and it was going to follow the ritual of whatchamacallit's daughter getting manifested by the town.
It can be implied that Ernest's goal, as a ghost, keep in mind, Ernest was a real man. That we can say for kinda sorta certain.
I thought he was just somebody who went through his own trials and failed.
No. Well, maybe? It's kinda hard to tell. But it can genuinely be assumed that Ernest is at least based on a real person.
Yeah.
Just like Maria.
You know what the shittiest part of that fate is?
You
hear his daughter talk right in the other room. They've been in the same house the whole time and they just can't communicate.
Oh, yeah. To be fair, though, kid's stuck in the attic. Ernest is stuck in the study or the one room.
Him just sitting there reading a book, doing his thing, trying to work out eternity to...
Well, it's like he's very
like,
clearly...
that book, like, back and down, up and left, right and circular, and then he just hears stomping every now and again because she's trying to get his attention.
Hokey pokey.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can be assumed the story goes something like it starts with a man who has a lot of money. He owns enough money to, like, have a mansion. Even if it's kind of a small mansion. Has a shitload of books laying around reading. One day, his daughter either flies out the window because she's a dumbass kid, or she kills herself. I think both are equally plausible.
She was trying to give him a happy letter. She was holding an empty envelope in her hand. It's implied that she was trying to set shit up for him, and she fell.
I am genuinely uncertain, mostly because I'm pretty well versed in what happens in 1 through 3, like, as a series. Is Cody in chat at the moment? He is.
No, can I not be heard?
Yeah, he can. You can.
Alright.
It's... Fiora was just like, is Cody looking at the chat window?
Yeah.
Just can't at you. I don't know how adding works on Twitch.
Yeah, don't at me now, but I think that kid just fell down the stairs.
Oh no. I mean, yeah, but I think both can be safely assumed.
I didn't see a damn window in there. Like, it was so like...
There was a window, I just didn't look at it.
Well, it was pitch black, then it was day outside.
The power of the town.
Every time you go inside and look out the window, it's pitch black. You gotta be outside for it to be day.
I still love the one scene where it's like, you're in the hospital, and you see Laura just slide past, and it's pitch black out, and it's like, oh, that's weird. She must be in, like, the negative space of the area. And then you go outside, and it's actually pitch black.
Yeah.
Most of the house had, like, either shuttered windows or no windows, though. So it can just be assumed that there was shuttered windows.
Well, the question of, like, what happened to Laura in the last stream... Well, if one of the endings is you take up Laura, and you just leave town, that's probably one of the best endings. So, it's safe to assume she never leaves, and she probably just skulks around until something inevitably catches her, or she just grows up there and never really changes.
So Laura doesn't see them.
Oh, she doesn't?
Remember in... It was either the hospital or the hotel, where James is like, I can't believe you don't even have a scratch on you. And she goes, why should I? By the way, I'm just going to close down Parsec because there's no real need for it.
Gotcha.
Sorry about that.
It's all good.
But it's like when she goes, why should I? That is a strong implication that she does not see the monsters.
Or she's a stubborn-ass little kid.
With how much she emotes, you'd think she'd mention it.
That's fair, I guess.
She's not the sort of character who would see the monsters and shut up about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, to be fair, when she did close James in the room, she didn't really get why he was panicking.
Yeah. She was just like, oh, I'm gonna be a dick to this adult. This adult that's telling me what to do. Haha, I tricked you.
Like, you'd assume she'd hear the slurping sound of the monsters.
Yeah. I think the monsters only come after people with strong regrets. So that one's weird. Because Silent Hill doesn't exactly work like that. Yeah.
Is this to those who call to them?
Here's the thing about the town calling, quote unquote. In the first few games, like 1 through 4, it only happens to James. Because the first game was a story about a cult. Like, plain and simple, pretty cut and dry. Cult does evil shit. Like, you're a man looking for his daughter. Cult's doing evil shit. That has something to do with your current situation. Go. Silent Hill 2 is radically different, where a man goes to the town that had weird shit happen in it in search of a dead wife. Silent Hill 3 is a young woman who halfway through the game goes to Silent Hill. And in 4, you never are in Silent Hill, and you're not even the one that's the source of, quote-unquote, the delusions.
Yeah, all the monsters you meet have nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
In 4, I think, yeah.
Because in 4, the monsters are either ghosts of murder victims. The twin victims specifically are just a pair of twins that got murdered. There's a monster called a bottom, which I shit you not, there is a picture on the Silent Hill wiki where it's a picture of Henry fighting one of them, and the caption is just, Henry confronts a bottom. If I remember the phrasing. Or attacks a bottom.
Henry preparing to confront a bottom.
And I'll post that at my girlfriend sometimes.
God.
Just out of context. So what I was trying to get with those examples, though, Silent Hill was originally supposed to be, like, if the series were to continue... Because Silent Hill 1 came out and they didn't know it was going to be a smash hit. They just made the game Konami told them to make. And then they were allowed to make whatever for 2 because Silent Hill 1 was... Hi. Yeah, Henry preparing to attack a bottom. Yes. Hi, Yuffie. So the goal they were doing with sequels was, fuck it, let's make Silent Hill an anthology series. Like, the only actual connective tissue is that Silent Hill is a town where weird shit happens. Which is also sad.
I always assumed it was kind of a town that, like, it likes to drag you into your own head.
So here's the problem with that. Silent Hill 2 started that, and then a movie came out. Those two kinda sorta drag into or like leech off of each other. Or very specifically, the movie leeches off of Silent Hill 2 and the vague plot of 1.
Well,
Um,
it was the town
But-
itself and kind of a religious group. It wasn't anything about them. Like, the monsters had nothing to do with them in the movie.
yeah.
It
Either
actually
way.
had to do with, like, one of the monsters, I think. Like, one of the
Every-
monsters was, like, a girl.
Every single Silent Hill after 4 took aspects from 2. For some reason, the takeaway from only one game in the series being like an as we call it in the Silent Hill server, the otherworldly purgatory set otherworldly purgatory therapy session. Only 2 did that, really? So the games after it are really only aping the thing that the one game did, even though it would have been a better idea to just have their own ideas, but... It's sad. I love this series with my whole heart. I hate what this series became.
I feel like it could have played with more than just the cult. Like, I feel like it could have stayed psychological horror, but, like, if they just moved into the premise of, like, this is a town with weird shit happening and it has different effects on different people.
Yeah. And it's like, obviously Silent Hill 2 struck a
Like,
chord with
the
people.
cult itself, I feel like, could have been, it's not, but I feel like it could have just been a product of the town.
So, I'm gonna put it out here.
And, like, that would have worked out really well.
The cult not only is a product of the town, but the town is a product of the cult, partially. Like, if you look between the lines of how Silent Hill 1 was written, you'd actually see how, like, dug deep they are into the actual town itself. And it's like, even in Silent Hill 2, you'll actually see, like, the historical society. The phrasing of society gives some culty imagery.
Yeah.
It's like, the cult near irrevocably has its tendrils in the town, whether you like it or not as a fan. Because there are some people who are diehards about, like, no, Silent Hill is only a town that calls to people who have either done bad or done bad and regretted it. And I don't think it works that way personally. Not
I feel
always.
like that's just another effect of just the town being a weird fucking place.
Yeah. I will also say, this is absolutely a side effect of... There is no universe Bible for Silent Hill. There is the Book of Lost Memories, but that is not a pure universe Bible. It is insanely hard to find, like, easily attainable information from, like, the developers or shit like that, to the point where it's almost as if people have their own fan interpretation of the series and fuck the actual developer intent. Like, I see that a lot.
Oh, that's going to be a thing no matter what you do if it's not explained by the devs.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. It was. It's just not in one big centralized thing. Like, fucking Doom has a Bible. Like, a universe Bible is standard practice for a world-building exercise.
Well, like, it wasn't meant to be like a big old overarching series, then,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
and it wasn't, but
To start, like,
and even after Silent Hill 1, I may be getting names wrong, but Keiichiro Toyama, I believe, was the director for the first game. He left after the first game. He left Team Silent, I think, to make his own studio. And then he did, and made Siren. So it's like, but even then, like, he had an interview with himself on, like, just general questions he thought people would ask about the game. But that only really applies to Silent Hill 1. But even then, there is still, like, legitimately good info in there that people don't know exists because it's not well documented, even though you can actually, like, go and look at... There are people who have the actual interview with himself transcribed and shit, but people don't know it exists. At most, we have the Book of Lost Memories. And that's not easy to find, unless you know where to look. And even then, there's like 3 translations. Because it was never made into English. And if I remember correctly, it was sold with the strategy guide for Silent Hill 3 in Japan.
huh.
So, like, genuine concrete information on how shit works isn't super easy. And we get to the point where the wiki is in fucking shambles. Because a lot of information there is unchecked, unsourced, and unquestioned. To the point where, like, you saw Anvil in the chat. He's the same person I was talking about who helped with FF14 lore. He has a bunch of Silent Hill shit archived. To the point where I have asked him, like, hey, that transcript of this one game that you were working on, can I look at it? And he links it to me. But, like, I shouldn't have to ask a guy who actually archives his shit directly for that information. It should just be easily available. And it is not his fault that he keeps these things, like, archived to himself while he works on it. Because, god fucking damn it, none of this information actually exists out there for people to easily find.
Well, part of me kind of likes, like, this town is a mystery. This town is, in its own right, an anomaly. And I really do like how they just never really left much behind to really give into how it works. It just does.
Yeah.
Right? Which leaves it really open-ended for people to just do exactly this. The shit that you're talking about.
And yeah, I love the fact that Silent Hill is vague enough for you to write your own stories. But people don't want to write their own stories. They want to write games like Homecoming, where it's, hey, you know this character? Yeah, well, they actually did this in their past, or they're actually this. And that makes me so sad, because I don't think these games should be always those purgatory therapy sessions. I think sometimes, legitimately, there should just be shit's locked, weird things are rusty. I think sometimes it's okay to have a game like that.
Shit's locked, weird things are rusty.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that is Silent Hill.
It just... I'm sad. I'm sad. Cause, like, you saw this game. It's great! I wouldn't say it's, like, the most timeless thing in the world, but...
That kind of makes me... It's like, what is it?
It's like, it's definitely, like, a really good PS2 game, is what I mean.
I I like to think it's a bit like shit that I like to see is a bit more like 4,
Yeah.
where you're going into this and it almost feels like you're at the epicenter of all the bullshit, but it's like an Evil Within scenario where the game just sort of looks over and goes, "When the fuck were
like-
you important?"
Actually, Henry is super important.
I'm just saying,
But
though.
like Henry has a weird MacGuffin role in the story, but it doesn't feel like dumb bullshit because it's you got far enough to know what the 13
Like-
sacraments were,
Yeah, like it's more or less the thing about that though is like
or
he's not
21
the center of-
sacraments. I'm sorry, I got the 21 sacraments and the recent game 13 Sentinels mixed up.
Okay. So like the thing that I like about 4 is the fact that the monsters, all that shit, it has nothing to do with him. Yeah, he's definitely involved. There's a reason
But-
he's there.
But he's not the cause of anything.
He's not the one being called.
And I think
Like
it's
half the time the world ain't even fucking hunting him. He just walks into it on accident.
And I think it's legitimately fitting. People, like, make fun of Henry for, like, being kind of a potty mouth, but if you were in this situation and you weren't the direct cause of it, you'd probably be looking around and going, what the hell? Because his catchphrase in that game is, what the hell? He doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
But it's either risk life and limb to like figure out what's going on out there or stay in your apartment. Which is
Yeah,
equally dangerous after a while.
Like now I am gonna say games like Evil Within did go a bit far with the combat at times, especially for Castellanos.
I actually
Um,
like the Evil Within a lot.
Yeah,
Like you know
but,
me.
like,
It's
I
well
did-
documented.
I did like the premise of they're not the reason this shit's going on. Like
Yeah,
has
it was
nothing
all
to do with
Leslie.
them. They're just here and pissed and kind of intervening.
And it wasn't even like
Like,
hidden
Dead
to
Space.
it wasn't even like hidden that it was all Leslie. Like from the start, they're showing off this Leslie kid's a fucking weird ass psych patient,
Yeah,
and weird shit happens when you follow him. Yeah, 90% of Henry's mood in Silent Hill 4 is oh shit, oh fuck.
yeah.
And I
Or
think
like-
that's fitting.
Or like the Dead Space franchise, for example. Isaac is, from the side of the humans, painted as somebody who can stop this, but from the marker's point of view, he's not important at all. He's just a fucking loose end it's trying to tie up because he can do something.
Yeah. Fucking Isaac is a goddamn, like, walking military of a man.
Like,
But that doesn't mean he's
He's-
actually gonna save the world.
he's nothing compared to them. It's just the fact that he can do something.
Yeah.
He is a loose end, and that's all he is to the marker and the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Brotherhood.
Which is actually why I really like the one expansion Dead Space 3 got.
Yeah.
Awakened
Like-
is really good. Even if you
Like,
don't
that
like
little-
Dead Space 3.
Like that little moment where he kicks like the newest and youngest brother's ass, and then about that time, the rest of them look over and they're just like, yeah, so we need a new one.
Yeah.
We about to hit up Earth. Catch up.
Yeah, yeah,
And he's
yeah.
like, I can't stop that. We're gonna try anyway.
Yeah.
And that's what makes Isaac good. I
Yeah.
think that's what makes Isaac good, is because even in the end, he still looks around and goes, well, boys, I guess I'm still the loose end.
Either way. I'm sorry, but back to
Yeah,
Silent
I
Hill.
know. Yeah. I'm just saying, that kind of horror is something that really does,
Absolutely.
especially in Silent Hill, is something I'd like to see more of.
Well, it's like,
Because, like,
I really like aspects of Downpour, where Murphy's an important man, but he's not the only important one.
yeah. I mean,
And
stuff like
is
that's fine.
equally important.
Like, shit's weird. The place is an anomaly. Mix it up every time. Yeah, you can have like influence from the cult. You can have therapy session, supernatural therapy session. You can have, you know, calling to someone else, but important loose end shows up to go, I don't enjoy this and I have no idea where I am.
Yeah. It's why I really love Shattered Memories, because it being a separate timeline from the rest of the series entirely, it just being from the perspective of, okay, what if Silent Hill 1 was recollections of the first game, but as told through actual therapy sessions?
Now that sounds cool.
Like, you go through the game, you play through it, and as certain story beats happen, they cut away from the events of the story to then do a therapy session. It's a great game. I don't know how I'm gonna stream it, if I do. Because it is best played on the Wii? I think you see where my problem starts.
Yeah. So, big question.
Go on.
What is the problem with Downpour? All I know
There's
is the
not
main
much.
character has some fucking hops.
There ain't much. There ain't much of a problem with Downpour.
Nobody talks about Downpour. Not Downpour, Homecoming, sorry.
Homecoming. I was gonna say, because like Downpour is not amazing, but it's still like, it's not a great Silent Hill. It's not even a good Silent Hill, but it's a competent horror game.
Like,
that just so happens to be a Silent Hill game.
Gotcha. What
Homecoming?
with Homecoming,
has
all I know is the main
issues.
characters. He's got the moves. Like, he's got that knife. He's got the moves. He gonna break them ankles before he fucking cuts you up. Like, that's all I've seen. Like, that is a huge problem. The fact that he can fight so damn well.
So I excuse the fact that Homecoming has more action-oriented combat because they pose the character front and center, you are a soldier. Or you were a soldier. There are plot events which contradict that statement.
Well, yeah. I think I know a good bit about that.
I don't want to spoil it because the intent is to eventually play it.
Yeah,
on
no, like
stream.
I'm not going to go into it. I'm just that's why I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, like, he's got some moves.
Homecoming
And I can see
has...
that could be a problem in a horror game, but it like same issue that a lot of people had with Evil Within was the fact that Castellanos will fuck you up.
You know why Dark Souls works combat-wise? With the fact that, like, enemies are relatively speedy. They do some attacks that'll fuck you up real bad, but they telegraph pretty much everything.
It's punishing. That's the whole mark of Dark Souls. It's punishing. It punishes stupidity.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm not gonna say Homecoming was inspired by Dark Souls because it literally wasn't, literally couldn't have been. But it takes the concept of, like, locking on to the enemy when doing melee combat and doing, like, dodgy combo shit, but none of the enemies actually telegraph their attacks. And the game is more easily played if you just use your knife. It has, like, 1,000,001 different gameplay issues, though. Like, some tense segments force you to button mash to do them. Even though that really has no place in a Silent Hill game, really. When I play Silent Hill, I don't think about God of War. Let's put it that way.
I'd rather have you just turning and running,
Yeah,
unless you're boxed in.
and you're not really given that option, not because you're boxed in, but because combat is so trivially easy unless it isn't.
Like that's the mark of a good horror game, in my opinion. Like a thriller game, no, you fuck them up, go ahead.
No.
But like a horror game, you are basically a cornered rat when you fight.
Yeah. So there's also like production issues with Silent Hill Homecoming. It's not documented anywhere, and take it with a grain of salt, but I have it on relatively good authority that it was actually written, no shit, I'm not kidding, this isn't a bit, with Linkin Park playing in the background. I wish I was kidding. But according to information that is so tangential.
Got the Transformers, the Michael Bay
It's like-
Transformers soundtrack blasting in the background while you're getting chased by monsters.
Yeah. But like, I don't wanna like put that information out there as fact, because it is not for sure fact. It is something I heard once from one person who has people that knows people. My sources are literally, dude, trust me.
I'll okay.
Please don't let that information be...
Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate being that motherfucker that puts out headcanon and then brings it to you as fact.
Gotcha.
I am saying, however, I have heard it once and it lines up with everything I know.
Crawling in my crawl.
But there's also the genuine misuse of Pyramid Head as a figure. I shit you not, when you are in the other world in, I want to say, the apartment complex in that game, he, like, walks behind some rubble, like he's moving with his fucking great knife. He looks at you and keeps walking. And he's just used once there, aside from the one ending.
Henry, I kid you not, he turned himself into a pyramid. Scariest shit I ever saw.
Cody,
Yeah.
I wish I was joking. That's the bad ending. I don't want to spoil any game that people have the intent of playing, but no, I think that needs to be said. There is an ending where he is force-femmed into being Pyramid Head. Yeah,
That relevant joke becomes canon, y'all.
I wish it was a joke. I wish it was a joke. Oh, this is gonna be a clip. You ever feel it in your bones where it's like you say something on air or you say something in public and know someone's recording and you just go, I know this is gonna be archived forever. That's the gut feeling.
God.
Yeah, Fiera, I know you ain't. I know who will.
Or someone's gonna come back and watch the whole damn thing, and they're gonna clip it.
Yeah. I mean, I think I gave a pretty decent like cutoff to be like, all right, we're doing it.
Yeah.
But also like misuse of Pyramid Head, weird binary good evil choices.
What?
Yes, you are given a scene and then it tells you press B for evil, press A for good. Not with that phrasing, but like you can definitely tell that that's what they want.
I guess, like, choices should be more of a personal thing, and the game should be left
Yeah.
like. I feel like in the Silent Hill universe, like the fucking town's not
So-
gonna judge. Have you seen the town? He has any right to judge?
You want me to tell you how you're supposed to get the endings for the first 3 games while staying vague about it?
All right.
Silent Hill 1, you do 2 side quests. If you intervene with one guy, you get a plus or minus ending. Okay?
All right.
And if you save another character instead of killing them, you get the good or bad ending. Or actually, no, I think it's the other way around, where intervening with the guy is good or bad, and saving the one character is plus or minus. Or plus or no plus, I should say.
You can get good plus ending
Yes.
and bad minus ending or
No.
bad plus ending.
There is good plus, good, bad, bad plus.
You can't just get fucking destroyed ending, just wrecked thread ending.
There's a UFO ending.
Okay, let's not talk about the UFO ending. I don't need no dog
Nah.
sneaking up on me telling me it's the king of the universe.
Nah, let me put it this way, my good bitch. The Silent Hill UFO endings are the only pure connective tissue with this series. I have almost made a video 10 times connecting these endings together.
It's just a dog and a fucking UFO.
Nah, the first Silent Hill has the UFO ending, and keep in mind these UFO endings and joke endings are only attainable on a New Game Plus playthrough. So it doesn't feel out of place. The first Silent Hill ending is Harry finds aliens and goes, "Have you seen my daughter?" and does his whole spiel that he does with every other character. And they zap him with a ray gun and they cart him off. That's how it goes.
Is that is that just it?
If you play, yeah,
Zap.
if you play Silent Hill 2 and get the UFO ending, James will see the PS1 model of Harry. And Harry's like, "Have you seen my daughter?" and does his spiel. And James starts asking, "Have you seen my wife?" And then Harry is a ploy for the aliens to zap James. I wish I was kidding. And he gets carted off. In Silent Hill 3, Heather goes home to see Harry and James just vibing with an alien at the dinner table. And Heather is talking about how much hell she's gone throughout the whole adventure. And Harry's like, "I'm gonna go to Silent Hill and kick some ass," as he breaks a board that James is holding. And then you see the aliens go over the town of Silent Hill in their UFOs and reduce it to ashes. And they sing Silent Hill no Uta.
Okay, so it's just a saga.
There is legitimate connective tissue between the first 3 games for sure. What do you mean, but? there is also a point in which the Silent Hill 4 UFO ending when it didn't get one. But don't worry, Silent Hill Origins comes in with a steal. And Travis gets abducted or some shit. It's not really quite as funny. Now, if you look up Silent Hill 4 UFO ending, you'll find that there's a fan-made one, but it's not real. Who cares? It's Travis. Travis is a really good character in a less than stellar game.
God.
Yeah, Origins.
So I have a question.
Now, let me just say one thing. I was thinking of Downpour or something. You were thinking about Homecoming, because Murphy is actually a good character that kills a pedophile. He just fucking stabs him, too, in the prison showers. It's great. That's your tutorial. You beat a pedophile to death. It's really uncomfortable. Because it's vicious and brutal.
Is that gonna be allowed on Twitch?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Pedophile's wearing a fucking towel.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He came out of the shower. It will absolutely be allowed on Twitch.
Is this just the
I just love that that's the tutorial. Because he's so obviously a pedophile, too. Because he's, like, a really unflatteringly fat, kind of balding blonde guy who speaks with, like, a really squeaky voice. And, like... And he's, like, a sequestered prisoner, which is why you're able to get him alone in the showers.
That's a thing.
Yeah. It is. But yeah, no, it never tells you that character is a pedophile. But it puts all the hints there. Let me just say, it was a hell of a tutorial. I played that game when I was, like, 16. I was not ready. Because it's like, you fail to lethally stab him at least once. So he has, like, a wooden, like, splinter in his shoulder. Because you, like, I think you break off something in him. And then you find the actual fucking knife. It is uncomfortable. But a hell of a way to get a tutorial in. Either way, Silent Hill 2, what a great game.
Yeah, it's been
It doesn't have a tutorial at all.
No, it just sort of throws you into that shit.
Because this was the era of games where you didn't really need a tutorial. And this sort of game was pretty much commonplace control-wise.
I was about to say, was it just sort of like normalized control back then?
It wasn't, like, super normal. Like, people thought Resident Evil 1 controlled kind of weird, and it's somewhat the same.
Alright.
But it's enough to where you look at the... You go into Silent Hill 1 and you're like a Resident Evil fan and you look at the manual and you see the controls and you're like, oh, just like Resident Evil. And then you can do it from there. Although, unlike Resident Evil, you can move and shoot from game 1. That game had... Fucking Silent Hill 1 has circle strafing. Most shooters nowadays don't have circle strafing. I am a huge fan of circle strafing. But, like, generalized Silent Hill 2 lore questions, though. If you've got any, just ask. Because I'm legitimately hoping you have something.
I feel like with the ending we got, we've already covered it. My only questions would be about, like, the different endings we got. And I don't think we're going to play through 2 of the different endings, are we?
No. I mean, we can openly talk about them, because we're at the point where anyone who would have not wanted spoilering wouldn't be here, hopefully. I'm looking at you.
Alright.
But yeah, the leave ending is you leave with Laura, and it is implied that James raises her. It implies that she is aware that Mary was killed by him, but that doesn't seem to faze things. I
mean, she's got nobody else by that point. She went to... Somebody let her go to Silent Hill by herself.
Yeah.
She was in custody at one point when Mary was around.
Yeah. He adopts her because Mary wanted to. Yes. I mean... Speaking of Laura... Dick! Yeah.
Dick!
But not dick like dick. Dick like dick!
Yeah.
There's a difference. Don't do the first one. That's jail. It's also up to debate on whether or not Laura is real, but it can be safely assumed, yeah. But
yeah,
if you...
I think she's real. I think she's just some random ass kid running around the town.
Yeah.
That's one too many fake ass people. If Laura's not real.
Also, Silent Hill Homecoming was originally going to have the character L be Laura. It was going to be, like, secretly revealed, yeah, I'm Laura from Silent Hill 2, let's go kill the cult, even though she had nothing to do with the cult. Silent Hill Homecoming, okay, let me actually bitch a little bit, because I like this trivia. Silent Hill Homecoming was going to have a moment in it at the very end. It was going to lead to a new saga where... Oh, sorry. I went to say give me a sec. It came out too fast. Where the new kid character that was the epicenter of quote-quote the town's power, he was gonna have, like, a Dragon Ball Z fight with Alessa, even though that makes no sense, because Alessa got reincarnated into another character that exists and is a real person. So it would, like, actively contradict another game in the series. They didn't do this, by the way.
I don't see a point in Dragon Ball Z fights.
It was gonna be, like, a weird-ass, like, magic fight over Toluca Lake. I wish I was joking. Why is that so archived and not Toyama's interview with himself? The world may never know. We don't want answers, we want to be mad. But yeah, nah.
Get the damn truth, though.
It's up to interpretation still whether or not Laura is real. I'm in camp. Whatever.
I think she's real. I think from a writer perspective, it would be too far if she wasn't real.
I also think she is real. Also, as you said, The human mind has either great trouble or impossibility, depending on the person, to create new faces from scratch. And all of the characters who are new faces are real people. Eddie just killed a dog and ran. Now, he wasn't called to Silent Hill, technically. Not in the way that James was. He ran away from the cops and ended up in Silent Hill. So yeah, he killed a dog and, like, shot a dude's knee out. Angela just killed her father, maybe her brother, and ran away. Now, ran away long enough for there to be a newspaper. Which,
Yeah.
to be fair, the newspaper can be updated daily.
Now my question here is, what exactly did happen to the mom? She just killed by the dad?
Oh, she's been out of the picture for a long time.
Or she actually has just been dead?
Dead, gone, uncertain. I think that's purposefully left up to interpretation, although I can ask? I like to think the mom ran away.
You see that a lot.
I mean, it was a legitimately abusive household where her daughter was being raped, and she was probably not as well off.
Yeah, you see it a lot. Like, it's one of those things where, like...
I'm not gonna excuse abandoning your child, but I completely empathize with running away from an abusive situation.
Yeah.
Because that is a survival thing. You are trying not to undergo more trauma and or die.
Oh my god.
Fira, you bimbo. Actually, no. Bimbo implies attractiveness.
Bimbo implies the big titty.
No, I'm a bimbo. I got A cups. I'm not on anything. I just have them. I'm not in good shape. Not anymore. I'm not in bad shape, though. I'm at that point where I can fix this before it's too late.
Yeah.
And I will when I can, like, safely go outside.
I'd say like we got enough time to ponder like a few more questions.
Yeah.
This is just my personal time, is what I'm saying, because Pacha has decided to start spinning, and he has stopped to look at me like I am food twice.
Spinning or spitting?
He is spinning. He is just running in a circle now.
Alright, the fire staircase. What about it? Can you go back to that room, and if so, is it still on fire? I believe if you because I've tried. I just genuinely cannot remember. If I am remembering correctly, it's locked.
Didn't you run back through that area, though?
No.
No?
What I did was I waited to see her fade out because I wanted it for the scene.
Oh, yeah.
Keep in mind,
I was wanting to see if she could.
You
that's
can walk away from that scene and not see it. I also think it's actually, like, weirdly poetic, and I know it was just them, like, reusing resources where they could, but the fact that, like, the first corpse you find in Silent Hill 3 is Angela's model is fascinating.
Yeah.
Like, I do not think it means anything. In fact, it doesn't. But I think it works. They also reused just her head in a scene. I think just in case the camera, like, pans at all, they had, like, a head so that you would see a head in the background. Or in the foreground. Like when you wake up in the Happy Burger.
Yeah.
It's there. It doesn't show up on screen, but it's there. It's like a fun fact about the original RE2. In the first area where a liquor actually appears right before the cutscene, there is a head just right off camera. The original game had the head fall from the ceiling, and then you would look up and the liquor cutscene would happen. But they decided against it, like, last minute, it seems. But to my knowledge, the fire staircase just locked behind.
Just sort of slam shut at your ass and just stays locked.
Yeah. Yeah, they crop the head out of the camera view, but the body never actually falls. But I'm saying the head specifically because there is a flag for the head to fall. It's supposed to. Because I've seen it fall.
Oh, hey.
I've seen the flag re-enabled.
So there's a theory that I just found. It's not really a theory. It's
About?
just somebody just pondering something. It actually has to do with Doki, and this is relevant. And somebody's
How
just like, hey, so like, anybody else think the knife obsession and beige turtleneck that Yuri's rocking like could be a reference to Angela?
I think it is. I genuinely actually think it is, but like, you were there when I played it.
Yeah.
I didn't bring it up because I wanted to watch the scene. But it is almost certainly a reference in some way. Either that or a fucking hell of a coincidence.
Yeah.
Especially with the fact that, spoilers for Doki Doki Literature Club, she uses the knife as a suicide weapon when that was also Angela's intent before James intervened.
I think the thing about Yuri was she just had like a fetish for blood. I think Monica just.
She had a knife collection and a thing for blood, but it wasn't suicidal ideation. The thing with Monica is she ended up turning everyone's, let's say, traits to a 10. So it's
Yeah.
like, I think if these people were real, Yuri would have been just a normal, shy girl with the occasional horny thought. Shit like that. But because Monica's around, she's really horny now. Quote, her boobs are getting bigger, even though she's 18. Meaning those should have stopped by now. Which implies she's probably wearing a push-up or an actual bra to start. Her thing for knives is way overblown to the point where she mentions, I believe she has a collection. And her obsession.
Some people just like collecting knives.
I
You never
collect
know.
knives.
Yeah, some people just like collecting knives.
Now, I do collect knives for their utility. And the fact of, what if a coyote gets in the house? I don't own a gun. Yet.
A coyote. Okay, no, listen, Appalachian Mountain Man talking here. Kick it.
Yeah, no, kick it right below the ribs.
Just kick the shit out of it. Leave the door open. Kick the shit out of it. It'll run. The coyotes are.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're dicks.
They're just dogs.
But like they're. Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be real though. If there was a bounty on coyotes and one got in my house, that's a free money.
There almost always is. They're considered pests.
Yeah. I think bounties only happen when it's like a particularly invasive species or if it's like breeding season.
Wait. Here's a mood for me early on in the story. The scene where she's just forgot to start talking. That was a mood for you. Yeah, I get you.
I will confess here, there have been multiple times in which I have just stared at someone that I was talking to, and my brain did not communicate, "You're not speaking, you're thinking." And I just thought the next two sentences, and then went, "Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. That was dumb of me."
Okay. So like, I've been on call with people before and started passing out, and it was the funniest. It's like the funniest shit because sometimes you'll get a reaction from me, like a very specific reaction, that is you speaking to me understanding completely what you said, and me dreaming that I'm responding.
Yeah. Been there.
Yeah.
You've caught me when I was winking out at one point, and, well, multiple times. But, like, I am lucid, I am asleep.
Yeah, that can happen, especially
And
when you spend too much time on call.
And I will remember what I said.
Yeah, no, you just, like, you wake up and just continue what you were saying. Like it's or you go, oh shit, was I asleep during that? Okay, yeah, this is what I was trying to say.
Let's just pretend
Yeah.
it was never meant. That song rules.
Now it is off topic, but like, yeah, Fear, I get you. Like, I did relate to Yuri a good bit.
I did too.
Yeah.
I still want that fucking lighter design that I put Natsuki on.
Like,
Where
Sayori
just-
the whole damn game, I definitely wished her the best, but like, I saw her as bro.
I like how much effort they put in. Now,
No,
there
because,
is questions
this-
of, did Dan Salvato rip wholesale scenes from Higurashi? Maybe. Let's say maybe. But I actually liked it.
I don't think he did.
No, there's some scenes.
There's a few scenes.
There's a few. There's a few where it feels like it's just Higurashi scenes with some words. Like, Higurashi's from When They Cry, right? Like, I'm not getting the right word. Okay. Because I know Yumeneko is also that series, and there's also a new one now. I haven't read those. I hear they're good.
I think you got like
I hear there's a
'cause
lot.
I do know a bit about the When They Cry series. Anything that has to do with like Rika specifically, because I found her like a really interesting protagonist. She
But like
the multiverse shit where she's basically just respawning. She did Subaru before Subaru was cool.
I'm gonna forget about this conversation so that when and if she gets fucking murked.
Yeah.
Although I do know about the hanging scene from the anime specifically. God fucking damn, that's good. That is some
it's not even that much
good
of a
acted horror.
Like, it's not even that much of a fucking spoiler in like Higurashi, because like in
if I
the first three
say
episodes,
quote there is a hanging scene, that means nothing except someone is found hanging.
okay, so like my first fucking impression of like the first season of like When They Cry, like Rika series, the series that follows Rika.
I believe Higurashi is the first one.
Yeah.
It's all on Steam now, by the way, except for the most recent one that hasn't been translated.
So like the anime, for example, first 3 episodes had me fucked up because I was like, okay, the whole damn cast is dead. Are we just doing some episodic shit where we're just following a new cast every few episodes, or next episode they're all back like a bunch of Kennys from South Park?
I think that is hyper effective.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately.
Like, and I thought that was really good. Like, it didn't pull a fucking like, all right, we're going to the anime now. A comic, a kill where it's like, oh yeah, well, like death is super fucking deep. No, Akame ga Kill was fucking boring with that shit. Like you just
actually-
learn to predict it at
so-
that point. You just stop feeling anything about
I
these
liked
characters.
Akame ga Kill, but I liked Akame ga Kill for the gore. And I think that's bad when you're actually trying to write a narrative. If the best thing I can say about it is your gore was good when you were actually trying to tell a story that was like even remotely deep, nah. How's the stream going? Over pretty much.
Yeah, we finished. We've already finished Silent Hill. Like,
Oh, we've been going for about an hour just talking.
yeah, no, we've just swapped the chat mode now.
Welcome
We're just
to the podcast.
talking. Yeah, it's basically a podcast now. Yeah, I like to think that as far as like Akame ga Kill went, it tried to push the fact that like characters dying as a concept, just them dropping dead left and right, is the deepest aspect of it, and that's not deep.
Yeah.
Honestly, it got to a point where it started to be a cop out after a while because like, oh, the world is dark. Okay, you know what else? It fucking poses that the world is dark and has a lot of character death, but also manages to do the thing where keeping it balanced in a grimdark universe.
Mhm.
Berserk.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Berserk's
Grimgar,
main
also-
character was quite literally like born from a hanging corpse.
Yeah, or like
Yeah.
okay, Grimgar. Let's hit that one. One death.
Yeah.
One is all
So-
you need to make a good story because it's a story about.
Higurashi has 3 stories.
You know.
Or When
Yeah.
They Cry has 3 stories. It's Higurashi, Yumineko, and Sakonia.
Yeah.
And they
One is
all
about-
have like fucking there's one of them that actually has 50 hours of reading.
Yeah.
And then there's Yumineko Golden Fantasia, which is an actual fighting game that spoils the visual novel.
Is Burke just running around? Is that
I-
what it is?
Don't know what that means. I am purposefully in the dark. Because the eventual idea is I'll buy the first story all the way through. By the way, chapter 1's actually free on Steam.
Gotcha.
Just letting you know.
I'll look it up. But yeah, no, as far as like the like Higurashi did it, just the 1st one. It was really good. Like it played with a lot of concepts, played with the multiverse concept.
It's
I thought it was yeah.
Another series that does like death is heavy and everywhere, but like death actually means something and character motivations actually change and adapt due to the deaths that happened or the deaths that will almost happen, and that's Danganronpa.
Okay, yeah, no, all right, yeah,
That
I've seen a little bit of that game.
entire first game. I can't verify the other 3, and I can't verify the anime. But Danganronpa deals with the subject of consistent death fantastically. Specifically, I really like the second trial of the first game.
Yeah.
I've heard the anime is shit compared to the games. Yes, but not for the reason you'd think.
We're talking about Danganronpa now?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
not fully in depth, because I actually do kind of want to double back. Like, but like, the only reason that anime is inferior to the game is because there's a limited amount of days in that game. And it's like Persona, where you don't have enough days to do everything super efficiently. So most players will miss out on content. And the anime for the first game doesn't really have the story shit from interacting with people. So, like, you don't really see these characters' arcs evolve, sadly.
Yeah.
So, like, the murders still happen with the same beats, but you don't get any of the real attachment. Yeah. Although Danganronpa 3 is separate from Danganronpa V3, and Danganronpa 3 is an anime. So that's, like, automatically superior to the thing that doesn't exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Either way. Silent Hill 2 shit. Something that I want to make very clear. I don't know if I made it clear in the LP. You know how when we actually, like, talk to Angela and Eddie, where we actually see, like, the staircase, the stairway, and the meat locker?
Yeah.
And so, I don't know if I talked about this during the LP, because it's hard for me to remember everything, and everything I wanted to say, but the only reason, to my knowledge, that we see those is because we see them at the end of their journey. We straight up only see, quote, quote, their other world when we are already in the other world or are going to be in the other world. And then we see them at the end of their shit. So, in my mind, I think that their shit overrides James's, in a way.
Yeah. Well, they're at the end of their journey. It also makes me wonder, I know Eddie went through his own shit, probably. Meh. I don't think he went through nearly as much, but I do know...
I like Eddie, but he's no Angela.
Yeah,
He's no James.
I do think Angela, if they were going to make a spin-off in the timeline of 2, would make a more entertaining game because of the fire.
I don't think they should.
I'm saying if they were gonna make a spin-off, because I did see somebody in the chat mention it the other day, it might have been Fira. I do think hers would be really entertaining because of I like how they left it, like, really, vague. Like, you can figure out on your fucking own if you actually pay attention, but, like, and it should stay that way, but if they were going to make a game out of any of the characters that isn't James, she'd definitely have the best gameplay aspects.
At the same time, I don't like being that, like, hyper fan that thinks things are sacred. I think Silent Hill 2 should remain untouched, story-wise.
Yeah, I got you.
And if this were any other series, I'd be like, go ahead, see what happens. But Silent Hill has been so mistreated over the years that I kind of don't want to be burnt again, no pun intended.
I'm just saying, how fucking cool would it be that if instead of the fog, everything in town is just fucking on fire?
Well, I personally think that, like, because the fog world is a constant throughout the entire series. Yeah. The fog world is a layer of unreality. So there is reality, which is Silent Hill is a real town where shit actually happens. I think I've explained this to you over the years. Where it's like, Silent Hill is a real town where there is real businesses that actually run, and it's actually a tourist location. Then there's layers, because this town had a fucked up history, and has latent power. I say, the power of the town, as a joke, but it's real. So, people will disappear into the fog world. It just happens.
Okay, so...
Like, the instant you're in that bathroom in Silent Hill 2, you're already there. It's why, like, you know how there's, like, 2, maybe 3 other cars in the area?
So it's not even intentionally reaching out to people, it's just wrong place, wrong time, no matter what the situation. Like, it could have been anybody in James's shoes.
No, not James. James was very specifically called.
Okay.
He
All right,
was
I'm just saying,
like he
If-
saw a letter that told him to go to Silent Hill. That letter wasn't real, and there was nothing in the envelope, but the town called to him.
Okay. All right. So, like, James not being the issue.
But, like, let's say Silent Hill 1. Literally anyone could be Harry. Which is why I'm not precious about the first movie making the main character not Harry. Because it uses vaguely the same plot, but Rose is the main character.
I think it was kind of shitty. The first one, if I remember, by the end of the first movie, their journey is over, but they're still just stuck in the fog world forever.
No?
Pretty sure when she comes home with the kids, she's still in the fucking fog world.
I have to rewatch it to be sure about what you're talking about, personally. I have a
Okay.
copy, so, like, that's actually a thing I can do.
Okay,
But,
okay. Like that's the one where, like, at the end of the movie, they end up like in a fucking thing with the church.
The kid
fucking
that becomes Heather, though.
chain whip monster.
But the thing that becomes Heather is able to go to the real world. Which is actually something I like about the movie. They actually play with the layers of unreality. Now, that might sound like a weirdly pompous term, but that's what the One Note calls it, and that's what most people will talk about. Because it's not that what's happening in Silent Hill is fake.
Yeah, there it is. Fear posted.
Final scene is her and the kid in the living room. It pans past like a column or something, and the dad's sitting alone in the living room or some shit. Okay. So I'm unsure. But it's like that. It's like how I hate to use the movie as reference, but it's internally consistent with the games in this one aspect, where people can be going through their shit in the fog world, and they will not see what's going on in the real world, and vice versa. However, unlike the movie, Silent Hill is a real town that actually has, like, it's a tourist town. Which is why Harry, in the first game, goes there.
That's why I think that's that's why Mary recalls it so fondly. It's not like it's a fucking it's not like it's dilapidated and anything's happened in the meantime. It's just no shit. What she saw is actually just not the Silent Hill that James is currently seeing.
Yeah. James starts the game in the fog world. And there are other layers on top of the fog world. Other layers of unreality. There is the fog world, there is the other world, and there is nowhere. The fog world is exactly what we know. It's most of the game, and then every single stage has a transfer to a more fucked up area, for lack of a better phrasing. Where the fog world shifts into the other world, where shit doesn't have to make sense exactly. Like, you know how we walk from the garden in the hospital and everything is just skin?
Yeah.
Shit like that. That's the other world. And then there's nowhere. Remember the labyrinth in the Historical Society?
Yeah, it was just a bunch of impossible space.
That's the closest thing to nowhere 2 has. So like, within the Discord community that I own the server of, we will consider the Historical Society's Otherworld to just be nowhere. That's like, I don't want to speak in these terms, but it's almost like you are in the middle of a nuclear blast with how bad things can get. Because, like, the other world doesn't make exact sense, but it stays internally consistent. Nowhere can be whatever the fuck it wants. And Silent Hill 3 kind of has an area that's like nowhere, but it doesn't last very long.
So you mean to tell me Silent Hill is a walking example of the Kuehl theory?
You're right. That's I give you a hamburger, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then, yeah, actually, kinda. You're actually on the right track.
So every layer of Silent Hill that you go through is actually a step further away from reality to just nonsensical bullshit.
It's another hamburger.
Okay.
Except there's not like 50 layers to giving you a hamburger. It's like 3. Which is actually something I like about Downpour. Downpour has Otherworld segments, but the place they call the Otherworld is super close to nowhere. Like, it almost blurs the line. It's to the point where you're, like, turning a valve and you're moving a whole room. Boxes within boxes. Sure.
So it's to be said that sometimes, like in the transition of the other world, yeah, it could be anything from rust to fucking meat to shit like that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Or, Silent Hill 1. And I'm sorry that I keep cutting you off, but there's a lot I want to say, and theoretically not a lot of time.
No, I got you.
Silent Hill 1 has a scene where you go into a clock tower in the school. It's like in the middle of the yard that the school has. Has like a small clock tower. And you go into it, and you walk in this like underground passage which looks vaguely like maintenance tunnels, but it doesn't make sense why it's that long, and there's that transfer to the other world. And that's like the second time you see something like that. That can be assumed to be a tiny part of nowhere. And part of me really likes capital N nowhere as a location. Like, the fact that it has a name and it still doesn't make exact sense, but you know it when you see it.
So what's the black void? Is it just Fog World?
It's just an alteration of the fog world. It's, for lack of a better term, I'd call it nighttime in the fog world, because like Silent Hill 1 has a section like that too, and
You see it
3
in 4
does.
too.
4 works on separate rules. If
I mean,
that makes sense.
you see the black sky in 4 too.
Yeah, but you're actually like the sequence I'm thinking of is actually at night. Like, are you thinking about the woods
No,
and the
city.
apartment world?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The apartment world.
that's just supposed to be it's nighttime.
Well, isn't that supposed to be nighttime in the Fog World anyway? Just black.
It's not displayed with the same tone, I guess I'd call it.
I got you.
Like, in Silent Hill 4, the second location you go to is the forest, and it's dark out. But it's not like an, oh shit, it's dark now. It's in, oh fuck, I'm in a forest. I'm in a forest in the middle of the night. It's like, that's no good. There are hands. That's not good either.
A really good thing that horror games can do, shit that I really like, is when something's stalking around, all the crickets in the area stop.
Doesn't like it. They don't like it. Or they're dead.
Like, I love that sort of atmosphere. It's nighttime. There are creatures, there are animals that naturally a monster should not give a shit about. It shouldn't care. And yet,
Yeah.
for some reason, all natural fauna in the area just goes, nope, and shuts up.
Don't want to disturb it.
That's enough setting for the scene.
Yeah.
I think Silent Hill does that a few times.
Not that I can recall. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I am saying I don't recall.
I feel like that's something Silent Hill does. Like, I at least didn't. Do you hear crickets when he's just walking through the fucking woods or the graveyard?
Nah. You hear dogs.
Yeah.
And they'll, like,
Dogs.
or assumed to be dogs. It can be anything.
No, dogs are monsters in that world, though, so.
But there's no dog monster in 2. That's the fucked
Well,
up
in 2,
part.
yeah.
Because it's like, well, what are we trying to get away from? Nothing. It's weird dog noises in the fog world, but we never see a dog.
It's the UFO dog.
Oh, Mira? She has a name, by the way. It's Mira.
Mira? Yeah.
I like that name.
That's my thought process with that. It's just Mira.
Mira has speakers around town.
Yeah. Oh, poof. So, yeah, that's a really good element that I like. It's something that can happen in real life, by the way, and it is the most eerie shit when just the natural sounds that are supposed to be out at night just cease.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes you very, very alert of your surroundings. And horror games, very few horror games play with it. It's really effective when it's used.
It's really
And,
effective in real life, too.
Yeah.
Because, like, I remember walking around the university campus. It was like 3 a.m., and I was walking home from a convention at the local college. And it was dark, and I was pumped. Because I had just done some really good-ass fighting game matches and some fucking DDR.
Alright.
Okay? So I'm walking, it's dark out, I'm fucking Chad walking to some Vocaloid music that I heard at a rhythm game. And I did a fucking, hey, what song is this? And they told me it was like a Luca song, or it was a Gumi song. And
No
like
Gumi.
the fucking title was a bunch of numbers. I can't remember what it was, but like if you weebs can help me find it, it was really fucking solid and had good guitar work. I was listening to that, and I hear like standard noises of like bugs and shit, and then I hear them all stop, and what I do not see for a couple seconds, there is like 6 deer. And I about squared up with all 6 of them, because I was going home.
Yeah.
That was my thought process. I'm going home. You can't stop me.
I think that's one of the worst things about Appalachia is, you know when something's walking around. You don't know what it is. You don't know who it is. It could be you. That's the reason everything stopped.
Oh, dude.
But sometimes when you're just alone in the mountains, sometimes when you're just taking a walk, sometimes when you're with buddies that are ahead and you've been left behind just a little bit because you just stopped to do something, you'll take that time and notice there's no fucking animals around.
So
And I
what?
count bugs as animals.
I gotta ask a real ass question. Why is
Yeah.
Appalachia never a horror setting? There's so much you can do.
Not
And
many
you-
people.
And you don't have to do anything supernatural to make
I'm gonna
Appalachia
assume
creepy.
because nothing good comes out of Appalachia either. Like, there's not many people that come out of Appalachia to really do much. Like, as far as where I was from.
But it's like, I know people overseas that know what Appalachia is because it's such a big fucking thing on the map.
Like, I've said it once and I've said it a million times. There are songs about how there is a song about how you're not going to leave Eastern Kentucky alive. Like,
you won't.
Harlan County is a death trap, and we live pretty close.
I still cannot believe your family moved out of the... I'm not going to dox you, but, like, moved out of the original town that you were in. And then moved to fucking Tennessee, of all places. It's like, you can't escape Hicksburg?
It's better than what it was before, honestly.
Is
I'm
the
out of-
one
I'm
family
out of job
member
right now,
still
but-
fucking freaked out about Ohio?
That's a personal thing.
Yep, and that's why I'm like the one person in the house and not name.
Yeah.
Like, I was very careful about mentioning anything.
Yeah. It's just living compared to where we are and where we lived. This place is 10 times better. Like, there's jobs, there's people.
Yeah, for sure. There's a police department that's more than 12 people. Wait, I was gonna say, I think I meant 2.
Yep, 2 or 3 in most cases.
Now,
What it used to be.
I am not saying more police is a good thing, but I am saying it is an indicator of how many people are even fucking there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's Appalachia, you get used to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody that we brought there from somewhere else in the meantime, like me coming back home is one of those things where it's like a breath of fresh air.
Times.
Yeah, like it's a breath of fresh air. It's me basically taking a scenic walk and just fucking taking a walk down memory lane, even among the mountains and shit like that. And I'm never particularly paranoid because I just know that place by nature. Anybody else that goes there, the second it starts to get dark, it's like they have fallen into a nightmare realm and they need to get inside immediately.
And brother, it's starting to rain.
Like, this is something else. This is something else I can mention. You hear a scream in the woods. Sounds like a woman screaming.
That's probably a coyote.
No.
Not a coyote. Fucking bobcat.
Cougar.
Cougar. Thank you. I knew it was 4-legged animal. Cougar makes a hell of a noise.
Yep. Odds are you don't want to follow that.
I'm gonna be real. I live in, like, a decent city. Like, a real-ass city. I wouldn't follow that noise either.
Yep. It's a place where you can hear gunshots, a single gunshot in the woods. And old people will just be sitting on their porches, just completely fine, not budging.
Season.
You can also hear what sounds like a damn war going on in the woods. Nobody will budge.
Not
People
hunting
just be
season.
just drinking.
But are you really gonna stop them? It's like seeing a fucking meteor about to hit the earth and going, I will intervene.
Yeah. I would intervene. I'd step in.
I still love those pictures. It's like a picture of the fucking a meteor hitting the earth. And these motherfuckers on Twitter will go, what are you doing? And most people are like, intervene. Or, motherfucker, what do you want me to do?
Yeah. No, you're right, though. I don't think I've seen many places with, like, Appalachia as the horror setting. I think it'd work really well.
I think it
Just
would
the fact
too.
you need somebody who witnessed Appalachia and came out of it alive.
Don't.
Yeah. Like, if you need someone to go out, witness Appalachia for what it is, stay there long enough to see it, and then live long enough to escape without being trapped in the curse that is Appalachia, to get out and make a game.
Because I'm going to be real with you. You know what game I always thought was in Appalachia just because of how bullshit the actual forest and layout was?
Hmm.
Slender.
The original one, 8 pages.
8 pages.
I don't think she's in Appalachia.
8 pages does not have a story or name. It was only retroactively story.
Yeah, it was given story later on, like a backstory in Arrival.
I am
Her
not
name was Kate.
considering Arrival as canon for this
Um,
situation.
It was always a chick though.
Yeah, because of
it
the
was
breathing.
Yeah,
It was always hyper feminine breathing.
and she always liked them damn leather gloves. That chick knew her leather, fingerless leather gloves.
Yeah.
But
Like, but I genuinely think that you could tell me that that game takes place in Appalachia, and you could show it to someone like Chris, and he's like, "Yeah, no, that happened to my buddy Dan." That's one of my favorite stories. There was a movie that was like really fucked up horror movie, and and fucking it's a letterboxd review, and it just says 5 stars. This happened to my buddy Dan.
God, yeah.
And I don't remember what movie it is.
Another thing.
So one time, my buddy Keith. Yeah.
Another thing that you can actually like take advantage of in horror games that actually I have witnessed in the forest. We were camping, and there was one day that we did wake up, and I did yell at these damn birds. Oh my god, I yelled at these birds. But
Oh my god, did I yell?
These crows would not shut the hell up all morning, and I finally got up after yelling at them, had them shut up for 15 minutes, and they finally started going at it again. And I was like, what the hell did they want? So I get up and walk outside, and it clicked with me. One of the first lessons I got in Appalachia was listen to the crows. They're trying to shoo off something big.
Oh, I thought you meant the forest is in the game.
No.
I'm sorry, that's on me.
No, I'm talking about real life shit. Like,
I mean, you can still probably find an Armsy in Appalachia.
most likely. But yeah, no, that is a thing. Listening to the crows is definitely a good idea. And that can be implemented as a game mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really cool. Like, I think that'd be really, really cool to play with. You hear them cawing every now and again, and because they're so high up and because they're such naturally just the assholes of nature, they're going to start screaming, telling whatever it is, doesn't matter what it is, to get the hell off their lawn. And you can tell where the monster is from that. I'd like that. I'd like that sort of thing.
I actually wanted to make a game that was, it was a horror game, took place in Ohio. You'd know because there was a lot of corn in the area. I'm not joking. And it would be, I was asking myself, can I make a game about tinnitus?
Ugh.
Without being annoying.
Oh, that... Oh.
Imagine that's your radar, though.
I thought of a game.
If it's too close, it just stops.
I actually thought of a game with the quiet premise, like all nature just sort of stops. Is
Is
okay, so it actually did have to do with Silent Hill, right?
Okay.
And I was like, what if we make a game called Loud Valley?
That's a joke I've never heard before.
What if we make a game called Loud Valley, where that radio static's going on the entire damn game, and the second the monster gets around is the second everything just shuts up. You're in a cornfield.
I'm gonna be real with you. Cornfield is probably the most interesting. Like,
No, I was like either cornfield or tall grass, something like that. It was me just throwing ideas out for the fuck of it while I was drunk.
Yeah.
Loud Valley.
Yeah. Ah. So, we've been going for almost 3 hours. Is there anything else I can...
Is this going to be a thing? Like,
Is what?
every time you get a hold of a Silent Hill game, am I going to be present? Because I know jack shit about Silent Hill.
I mean... Let's just say not... That's not gonna happen for a little bit.
I mean, I'd say so.
Already played 3 on the channel, although... So I'm proud of my LP of 3. I want to do it again. I think I can do better.
Go
on.
I don't know. Like, I'd just like to see more. Like, I definitely like to see 3. And, like, if that is going to be a thing and you're going to come back to it, I'd love to sit in for that. Right? And I won't go watch the old stream you put up. But, like, you got better ideas, I'll just vibe out and go watch it.
I'll never, ever tell someone, don't watch my old stuff, but don't watch my old stuff. Anyone listening, don't do it. You'll hate it. I only just recently started getting comfortable. I've been doing this for almost 2 years.
Has it really almost been 2 years?
I started in 2019 with the Resident Evil 2 one-shot demo because I wanted to show a few friends. I think only one showed up.
January, February, quarantine, December.
Yeah. Then you turn around. But I started in 2019, had a lot of lapses in 2019, but still did a few good, healthy LPs. And then 2020 has just been a year where I've not been doing it a lot, but I've been doing it a lot more. And it's like, now that I have, like, a constant reminder for, I want to say this has 27 days to go?
Yeah.
I mean, for just under a month, I'm gonna have that constant reminder that, hey, do you like this? Fucking fundraiser time. So that this can be better. And as I've said, worst case scenario, I don't get the money I need. But because it was donations, I won't feel too bad because people were, like, donating in general.
Yeah.
And maybe not even with the goal of what the bar does. So it'll be funneled back into the stream if it fails in some form or another.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Do you want to, like,
You should
wait
bring it up to
3-hour mark?
20%. I mean, that's... In 10 seconds and 1 minute, it'll be that 3-hour mark.
Yeah, I said we just keep going, even that out.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, we just...
Fuck it.
So we got a minute, 1 minute wrap up. What are we doing?
Wrap up. Alright, so... what you got?
Remember to like, favorite, subscribe,
No,
and...
we don't have that here. We're already at 10. Can we get to 20% on that bar? Can we donate another 67.5? Show got subscribed. Yeah, I'm really close to the ability for people to subscribe. Really close.
What number you got to be at for that, actually?
Alright. We're not going to be able to do this in under a minute, because I actually have to pull it up. And
Probably not.
What? Yeah, no, definitely not. What is the milestones? So, you have to get through 2 levels of achievements to actually get it. Creator dashboard, please. Please don't make me hear my own voice. Oh, thank God. I know I'm live. So, you have to do one thing, and then you have to do the build a community. Build a community is the big first hurdle, which is get 5 people chatting at the same time and reach 50 followers. Then there's path to affiliate, which is reach 50 followers, stream for 8 hours within 30 days, and stream on 7 different days. And then, here's the kicker, you have to get an average of 3 viewers.
Well, I'd say you got that.
Nope.
You don't have an average of 3 viewers.
2.89.
What do you mean? You had 7 last night.
Average viewers
Oh, average,
over
like...
the 30-day period.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And then Path to Partner has harder rules, which is stream for 25 hours, which I can still do. Stream on 12 different days, which I can still do. And average 75 for Partner. And Partner, it has everything Affiliate has, but a couple extra perks. Like, I think there's some algorithm shit that you get in your favor. The thing that's really cool for Partner is you get priority customer support. Because for all intents and purposes, you are pretty much a full-time streamer.
Bullshit. Okay.
I could bug my friend to watch you. He'd probably enjoy your streams. Yeah. I mean, spread this shit.
I mean, that's what I've been doing. Like, these past few times that I've been streaming, anybody that seems like to be remotely interested, I just throw them in a... I just throw them a thing outside of, like, the groups that I'm in.
I don't know.
Either way.
Yo!
What?
Alright. It looks like it's confirmed. Cyberpunk 2077? Girl dick.
Yeah!
Looks like that's a thing.
Yeah!
Fuck yeah. I wasn't gonna be like, I'm not gonna buy it if I can't give my female character a dick. But I would be disappointed. Oh, that's great. I wonder how Twitch will play with that. I wonder if I get banned on Twitch for customizing my character and giving my female character a dick, can I cry transphobia? I am joking. I am very clearly joking. But can I? Because, like, I'm openly a trans streamer. To make the trans girl, I have to put the dick on the screen. To put the dick option on.
Yeah, that is an opening. I mean, it's like I think they have, like, a streaming version where it's, like, blurred.
Their streamer mode is replacing the copyright music with non-copyright music.
Gotcha.
Which is fair because it has, like, Grimes and Run the Jewels and shit like that, like, real music acts. I don't know. Which, I actually think it's fucking rad that companies like CDPR are being like, hey, streamers, you are literally free advertisement, we don't want you gone. You know? Unlike the director of Stadia, where they're like, where that motherfucker said something along the lines of streamers should have to pay a license to stream games at all. When he was sitting there and his banner for the game it was fan art for a game he worked on, but it wasn't fan art of his game. It was Jacksepticeye fan art with the watermark taken out. And Jacksepticeye was, huh, uh-huh, and made like a mini thread under dude's bitching thread. And it's like, here's the original artist, by the way. I don't know how Jack sounds. I'd have to kick myself in the balls and actually do an accent to get as high as he can. I love you, Jackie boy.
Morning to you, laddies. It is I, Jackseptic.
Part of me actually wanted to like punch myself in the balls and scream top of the morning to you. just to see if it would sound right. I remember decently early on when he was just starting to get popular, that's what he sounded like to me. And it's just stuck in my mind.
Like, back before YouTube decided to do its weird thing, like, where it's just kind of sort of to treat, people like shit, I thought about, like, running a gaming channel, like a Let's Play channel, that did start off with me cycling through other people's fucking intros until I found a good one that settled for me.
Okay, let me actually put it this way. I've coasted for almost 2 years off of other people's bits.
Like,
because I watched almost through the entire life cycle of the Super Best Friends as a concept. And they were making content when I was in middle school. So, like, I was watching them for that long, so I just kind of talk like them. Like an amalgamate of all of them. Including the extended cast of, like, Paige and fucking Crime Tina every once in a while.
yeah.
And Eli and Clemps. Those motherfuckers are all great, though. I don't...
Speaking of you YouTubers, you remember the early days of Markiplier when that guy
Yeah.
Yami Mash existed?
Yeah.
Whatever happened to him?
Yami Mash?
Yami Mash.
Fuck, what did Yami Mash do? Like, content-wise? Was he just another content creator?
Similar streamer to... he was a similar content creator to Mark. That's why they were, they had a similar dynamic to him and Ethan.
Apparently
except,
he's still around.
He is?
Apparently. I know that, allegedly Cry is a creep.
What?
Yeah. It was a thing.
Huh.
I'm not gonna go into details because I do not have them and it is a legend. But he also, like... To my knowledge, he made an apology and didn't say, no, I didn't do that. So, like...
Yeah, Yami only did horror games. It's because he was, like, small and easily excitable.
Yeah. But, on that, I think claims like that have validity when the person actually, like, apologizes instead of defends their position.
At the same time, at least they're just outright apologizing.
I don't think predators should apologize to their audience, but that's just me. Because it's not their audience that they hurt primarily. It feels like a PR thing and not an actual apology to the real victim.
Okay, to be fair, you got a point. I don't know why it was brought to public eye to begin with in that case.
Mostly because victim didn't want to be quiet about it. That's how it usually goes. Victim instigates, well, not saying a real victim is wrong for instigating a situation like that, but that's the word that comes to mind.
Gotcha.
And said victim will bring shit up and be like, hey, these are the things. And, like, a public apology to that sort of claim feels like, A, saying, yeah.
Yeah.
And B, like, a public apology again, doesn't feel right with me. I think, at most, if you have to say anything to your quote-unquote community, it should be an admittance and not an apology, because you have nothing to apologize to them for. You apologize to the victim, if at all. Because
you
like,
got to actually sit down and watch this apology video, yeah?
What?
I mean, you got to actually sit down and watch the apology video?
It was
or, like,
a thread.
the apology? It was a thread? Okay.
It was like a written thread, to my knowledge.
Gotcha.
Again,
gotcha.
It was a year ago. And it wasn't as big as, say, the Pro Jared thing. Which, the less said about that, the better, frankly.
Yeah, I'd say, like, this sort of thing...
There's a reason I'm not a commentary channel. And I just, like, speak vaguely about things. The only reason I brought up Cry is because, like, he crossed my mind as someone who, like, worked with Mark and PewDiePie. And, like, got big doing a thing, and then I, like, see the news, and it's like, oh.
Didn't Jack actually get boosted by Mark?
I believe so, actually.
Yeah.
Because I think they started playing games together really early. But, like, Mark was on the rise real quick.
Yeah, Jack and Mark got some, like, hella synergy, though. They have for years.
They hit it off for a while.
Yeah. Either way.
I remember when we were pulling dumb shit with Lyle back in the day.
Yes.
I am perfectly fine bringing that shit out in the open because nothing bad actually happened with, like, not with, like, you, me, and him. He just
like,
kind of said nothing, and we never talked after a while.
Yeah,
we want to keep it as vague as possible.
Like, I have no, like, I do vaguely know what happened, but, like, I wasn't involved, and honestly, like, people gonna do what they gonna do, you know?
Yeah, but it's like, I feel as if we were older, and we're doing content and shit, and, like, Night Fear, and, like, Lyle was still around and shit, doing content like he used to, we would actually, like, have decent synergy with them, but, I don't know. I just live stream video games in my bedroom when I sit on the floor in the dark. I sleep in a racing car. I sleep in a big bed with my wife. Oh. That Simpsons bit will never not get to me.
Okay.
Oh god. Yeah, anyways, we have well expended.
Yeah, we've way hit that hour mark.
But hey, work hours.
Yep. So
work hours for me.
I'd say with that, it's like we're about good for the night.
Yeah.
Everyone who's still watching, have a good night.
Yeah.
Anyone who's watching the stream at a later date, well,
fuck you.
Most of this has actually just been us talking, but I hope you guys have a good night too.
God, I feel like if you're watching this at a later time, fuck you. Has the energy of, hey kids, I'll kill ya.
Yeah. like if you're watching this at a later time, like, I'm surprised you managed to stay around this long, but I ain't gonna judge you. I'm not a man to judge.
I'm gonna be real here. Sometimes I'll watch someone's, like, live stream VOD, like, say it's one of Pat's, and I'll just watch the first, like, hour because it's his preamble before he plays the game. because he does the
Yeah.
pre-stream where he reads off like donations.
Yeah.
And I might just listen to that because it's pointless and rambly, but it's background noise and it makes the ADHD fuzz less.
Well, you know for a fact anybody who like actually puts this on to listen to it for background noise is going to hit this point anyway.
Yeah.
So here's looking at you folks.
If you fall asleep to this, you smell different when you're awake.
I think my other favorite one is just hugging them close. I think my other favorite one is hugging them close and saying something along the lines of like, "Mother always said it would be like this." Are you okay? Jesus.
No! I don't even want to do my outro. I just kind of want to end it like this. You know, fuck it.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.